All right, man, real quick, man. I didn't put this in this video, so I'm gonna try to remember to put this in the beginning of the Charlo video. I just seen the text message. The word on the street, this Charlo is asking for $5 million. Dependent tune-up or Thurman or whoever it is, he wants $5 million to return back to PBC. So he wants $5 million to return back to PBC. So allegedly, that's the price point that he's looking at. Just wanted to put that out there. All right, man. So it's a rumor going around that Keith Thurman could fight Jermall Charlo, which for the most part, can't nobody really confirm that fight. It's just, internet rumors. So I could really find nobody actually to confirm it. But apparently Charlo is having a tune-up. And he's supposed to have a tune-up late summer, And now they're saying that they don't have the money for Charlo to come back and tune up. And that's crazy. Like, they financially to spoil these guys so much that they want big money for a tune-up. And that's what I assume. It wasn't a dollar amount put, but I'm pretty sure he want a whole bunch of money to tune up. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? That's not going to sell on, Prime. That's not going to generate no money. You got to understand, when he fought for Undisputed versus Brian Carlos Castanos, when he fought in LA, I think the second time, they was having people that was leaving a soccer event next door walk in and take a seat. So he don't sell. They disrespect their fans. You know what I'm saying? I done heard personal stories and fans try to come up and, talk to him and, oh, man, you want to wear my part? Man, get out of my face, nigga. And yelling and screaming at fans with their kids, smacking the phones. I think people heads get smacked by Caleb Plant, one of their brother and all that. Like, they don't have a fan base. Houston don't rock with them. Lafayette don't rock with them. Texas don't rock with them. You know what I'm saying? So when we start having these conversations about them, like how can you make these fighters make demands? And I understand it's minimums in a purse and in a contract. How can you make demands based on something that you don't generate? And that's the thing. Boxing should be on a generate type basis. If you generate that, then guess what? You could be the main event. You can ask for that. But the problem with that is then they got to open up the books. And they don't want to open up the books. So I don't think anybody is bitching and complaining or crying if Jermall Charlo don't come back and fight again. I don't really think the game misses Jermall Charlo. Phenomenal fighter, but nobody miss him. I mean, you didn't do anything extraordinary in your career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you won Undisputed, but I mean, as far as fanfare and breaking numbers. So if he never fights again, I don't think anybody cries, even though you don't want your everlasting memory to be, on the track meet versus Canelo Alvarez. I get it. You don't want that to be your everlasting memory. So, him trying to position for more money, you just don't generate it. Thurman don't generate it. You don't generate it. Wherever you going to fight, if it's going to be a tune-up, it doesn't generate money. That's my thing about it. It doesn't generate the cash. And they paid these guys. They overpaid them. And even when they pay you, most people ain't really, he does well with his money. I was watching him talk about that. So for the most part, when I did all this time in the game, I done overpaid, and now late in my career when I'm decorated and I did all of this, I done made the Canelo bag, I did all this type of stuff. I'm really not moving for a couple of dollars if I don't need the money. I'm not about to move for money, for a little bit of money. But a tune-up is a tune-up. You supposed to think you're supposed to get top dollar for a tune-up? That's the problem. They was paying these guys top dollars for low-level fights. You know what I'm saying? They're paying these guys top dollars for low-level fights. And when the big-level fights came on, it wasn't enough difference between what they was making in the tune-ups than what they was making in the top fights. It's crazy. It was raining this way. It was wild. So it wasn't no big difference. So I'm not like, I beat up on, easy fight for $3 million. Okay. Oh, we only can guarantee you $5 million in this super fight, with pay-per-view upside. You do the super fight and the pay-per-view don't sell, and I might not even get the minimum of the five hours guaranteed. I only bring home the 3 or 4. I took a risk and the money was pretty much the same as me, bum bashing, you know? So that's the problem. Like, I'm accomplished, I'm decorated, I've been overpaid my whole career, and now I want to come back and I want to be paid respectable even in the tune-up. That's wild, ain't it? So that's why when you see, you don't really want to overpay. You don't really want to overpay people. When you start overpaying, where can you go from there? If you start off at the top, where can you go? But then again, to sign these guys to create your roster, you're competing against other people. You're competing against Bob. You was competing against, Gary Shaw when he was around, Lou DiBella. You competing against networks. You competing against Eddie. And that's good for the fighter. But when you don't have to move for some money, you make a lot of better decisions on that. But then if they don't pay you what you want, you're going to have to get in a serious fight. And coming off what? Oh man, a year, 2 year layoff? Come on. At that point, maybe, they should let them go fight on another network. And that's my problem with the PBC is, they don't want to let their fighters go on other networks, even if it's financially beneficial for their situation, and they still get a piece, and they don't have to front the bill, and it's beneficial for the fighter. They don't want to let that happen. I get it. It's like letting one of your employees go to a better company, and they will roll up the red carpet, and now they just stole your bitch. But how them contracts is hot wired with Top Rank. With PBC, it's hard to go some places. Now they got a traffic jam on that side. Fuck. So I get it. But guess what? They're not doing what's best for the fighter, bro. They doing what's best for them. So don't let anybody twist it to you. Oscar get in the game. Floyd get in the game. Oscar's the first fighter to become a promoter, I believe. Bernard get in the game. All these former fighters, they doing what's best for their pockets. That's human nature. That's human nature. Doing what's best for your pockets. Doing what's best for you. But very rarely do you come across, people, human beings who legitimately got your best interest at hand. Who really gonna do what's right by you. You know what I'm saying? Who really legitimately care about your feelings and care about your well-being before they care about theirs. You got some people that have children that don't even have that attribute towards their child. You got some parents that get out there and remember the guy was getting chased by the pit bull. He left his daughter. Some people just don't have that attribute or that trait. It's crazy, right? But when you find somebody that puts you before they own desires, or they before they put they self, that's a great trait. That's what really makes a great companion, a great friend, a great business partner. But for the most part, everybody live in that MC Breed mindset. I got to get mine, you got to get yours. So when they preach, I care about the fighters and all these white, no, they care about their pockets. They care about these pockets, bro. I said it on my other video, the real gangsters on Wall Street. The real criminals are on Wall Street. And that's a fact. So, Charlo feel like I've been in the game this long, I deserve this, but you didn't deserve the money that you was getting per what you was pulling in. That's why you got sales position jobs. You have a base salary pay, but you kill what you eat. This whole thing going around about people tipping and not paying the tip servers. Guess what? They get a base pay of $4-5. They gotta go kill what they eat. Oh, I'm not tipping, and then you got people that do stuff like that. And I'm just thinking like, damn, you can't tip $5 to $20. It's like, you that frugal with it. But then again, they'll go spend, all this money on marijuana and cigarettes and liquor and shit. I'll be looking at people, dog, like I just don't really respect people like that. I don't respect people like that. And you wonder why you know, they don't give certain demographics good customer service and they act nasty towards you. But like I said, the number one, I guarantee if they did a survey, the number one people that don't tip is black women. I'm telling you that. That's a fact. Men ain't really tripping off that couple dollars, bro. But nonetheless, you know, it's business. You got to kill what you eat. And asking somebody that been in the game for over 10 plus years, in Charlo, undisputed world champion, lost it, gained it, you know what I'm saying, been to the top of the mountain, fought Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Asking him to take a pay cut, you know, or, you know, start to, you know, kill what you eat on the wages, or, you know, nah. And at that point, if we can't come to an agreement, you can sit your ass out. I'll go to the next fighter. He gonna take it or not. Flat out. Time to play hardball. Ain't none of them fighters bigger than a program, bro. I promise you that. None of them fighters became no type of superstars like that. Or, like, none of them is guaranteed to hit as far as making money or pulling people in. Don't let them niggas fool you, bro. If one of them was like that, just one, let alone 2 or 3 was like that, they still be on Showtime. They still have a major deal. So, you know, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and the subscribe button. It's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Join the Patreon. Check out my Detroit channel, my Free Game 89 channel. Everything inside the link tree. Peace.